Well, this is one of the most transparent videos I'll probably ever do. I failed. Well, hello everybody, and this is Auntie, and I am coming to you this morning with a confession. I failed. I have failed over and over and over again. I feel like I need to be transparent with you and myself. Going into 2025, I can't go with the same attitude that I have had for probably the last 5 years. And I feel like this is an opportunity before the new year comes in to be transparent, to be honest with not only you, but with myself. As you all know, who have been watching me for the last 6 years on this platform, I have changed this platform to everything from true crime to helping you to start a YouTube channel and the like, where I haven't been honest with myself about the true intent of what this channel was supposed to be, is supposed to be, and is going to be. A lot of times as content creators, we get into creating content for multiple reasons. Sometimes it is about a hobby. Sometimes it is about making money. Sometimes it is about watching your YouTube channel grow from 0 to 100K. 100K has always been the goal for many of us who want a play button. It is something that signifies to the world that you are successful. But I have come to realize that whether it's 100K or one person, as a content creator, we have a duty, or at least I have a duty, to be honest with myself first. I have failed at giving you the content that I am supposed to give you. I was told that true success is measured by not other people, but by yourself. I am the only person who can measure my success. Out of fear, out of maybe wanting a click, a like, and a view, I have compromised the true essence of what this channel is supposed to be. I have been haunted by it for years. I am hoping that in my transparency, in my honesty, that I am able to help people, specifically women, to be honest with yourself about what your true intent is for doing things and not doing things. Being honest with yourself. One of my mottos has always been, to thine own self be true. And when I can't be truthful with myself, then how in the whole hell do I expect to be honest with you? I have decided to wipe all the videos that are on this channel and to start anew. I can no longer live in the fear of what would be, what could be, until I do what I know to do. I have been in the process of looking inside because it is very easy For all of you all who follow me in my other channel, to criticize, critique, drag, gag other people's lives. But what about mine? What kind of life am I living secretly or in the open? Social media is a platform, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or the like, where a content creator can be anything that they want to be. Most of the time, you don't see true transparency in a content creator. You see the fake and the phony. With myself, I am very private about it and about my life. And that is because there are people who are watching you who have motives that you wouldn't imagine. Not everybody has a true intent of watching your content and allowing you to live your life. Some people want to know more about you and they want to dig in your past. And so because of that, I have been very careful about the things that I disclose personally about myself. But I am now throwing that caution to the wind. I want to be able to bring you the content that I know I'm supposed to bring you. And that is to help you through your life, to show transparency in my own life so that I can help us all walk hand in hand into a better life in 2025 and beyond. I'm literally shaking because this is something that I was supposed to be doing years ago, as I said, and you all know that have been with me that I've been flippy floppy back and forth about what it is, what kind of content I'm going to create. And today it is. I have failed to give you what it is that God has told me deep down in my heart and in my knower that I am supposed to give you. I have failed at creating the YouTube content that will help to transform and change your lives. I have failed at YouTube, but from this day on, I am not going to be a failure anymore. I am going to take those things and those failures and I am going to use them as a stepping block to be and to do all that I am to be and do. There's some topics that I want to talk about on this channel that affect people's lives. You know, people believe that when you are older and a seasoned woman like myself, not old, but older, seasoned woman like myself, there are things that people don't think that we go through. And we do go through things. Right now, I am going through some things, and through, being transparent, we're going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about friendships. We're going to talk about starting over, at the age of 60. We're going to talk about starting over at the age of 45. Right now, people are transitioning from different jobs. There's a lot of fear in the land about what is going to be happening in the next 10 years. And together, we're going to walk hand in hand to talk about those things. The other day, I began to journal. As many of you all know, I journal. And so I began to journal. And one of the questions that I asked myself was the following. I said, what is a dream? And how do I know if it is from you? I started this thing saying, birthing something new. As I study, I'm preparing for something new. But I don't know what the new thing is or should be. What? When? Where? Why? What are my real desires? What do I really desire to do at this age of starting over? I am starting over. Every day when we get up, new mercies are new. God's grace is new and his sufficiency is new. But we walk in the old stuff. I know I do for myself, and I'm going to be transparent. Sometimes I walk in the past. I have allowed myself over the years to let people define who I am. And I've always tried to walk this path where, I am shrinking myself for other people. Not anymore. I will not shrink myself anymore. I was just recently at a function, and things were not going the way that they should be, or the way that I expected them to go. And there was so much that I wanted to say, so much that needed to be said. But I shrunk myself because I did not want to be continually labeled as the person who's negative, the person who doesn't see the glass half full, the person who is always criticizing. And so I shrunk myself. I kept my mouth quiet and I left. Later on, I saw some post, and in the post it said, "Had a great time." And I was thinking, when did I have a great time? And it was at that time that I really had to evaluate the situation and say, you know what, you are in a position with some people and some things where you're being tolerated and not celebrated. We're going to talk about things like that. I'm going to have those hard conversations, and we're going to heal together. It is time for Auntie to heal. I am too old to be broken. I am too old to not be outspoken. I will no longer shrink myself, and I will no longer shrink this channel. I will no longer run away from the fact that maybe the channel isn't growing. Maybe I will never grow. Maybe it will always be right here where it is. Maybe I won't meet the masses, but I can't think about the masses because God said that a good shepherd goes back. He will leave the 99 and go for the one. And so why wouldn't I? And so from today on, I will no longer shrink this channel. I will no longer look for some scheme or some strategy to try to grow this channel past what God has asked me to do. He didn't tell me to open my mouth, to speak to women, to do an Auntie's Advice lifestyle podcast, for me to worry about subscribers. So if this is not what you want, this is not what you're interested in, please continue to follow me on my other channel and unsubscribe from this one, because from this day on, December 26, 2024, I will be living authentically out loud in front of you. As I continue to write down and go, I said, what, when, where, why? What are my real desires? Where will the resources come from? Will I fail? Have my dreams ever come or have come through in my life? Have my dreams been mine, or have they been dreams that someone else has planted in me over the course of my life? Am I a follower? Have I ever led in my own life? Sometimes you believe that you are the captain of your ship and that you are leading your own life. But I am starting to realize that I have allowed outside influences, what people think about me. I have allowed it over the years to guide who and what I am. I have not always been authentic, but I'm too old now to simply care. One of the things about maturity and growing older is it allows you to shed some of that stuff, honey, that you have had on you for years. It allows you to get in another posture, in another position. And I am ready to take my rightful place as that Titus 2 woman who is supposed to lead the young women and the old We all got a bunch of crap and a bunch of stuff with us that we need to let go. And you know what? I'm going to let go and let God. I am going to be authentically me here on this channel. I am no longer going to be a failure. But I'm going to take those failures and I'm going to stand on top of them, and I am going to allow them to be steps to my destiny, steps to my success, steps to my growth. And I am hoping that you are willing and ready to go along that path with me. I have never felt so free on YouTube since I've been here. There may be some things that will bring me to tears, because I am actually fighting them now. But I'm hoping that you understand, and I'm hoping that you grow from my growth. I'm hoping that you dare to be just something different, because I am daring to be authentically me. I can't run and I can't hide from this another further. So if this is something that you want to join me with, go ahead on and hit that subscribe button. Even if you don't, I'm still going to be here when you come back. If you decide that, you know what, this is not something I want to hear from her, I want the laugh, the gags, and the drags, then please feel free to unsubscribe. But from this day on, I promise to do what I'm supposed to do. I do not like looking like a yo-yo. I hate inconsistency in other people, and how dare I be inconsistent any longer with this channel. I'm going to come out and I'm going to tell my truth. I'm going to speak my speech, and I'm going to talk my trash. And I am going to give you the unadulterated auntie's advice. I'm going to give you everything that is in me and everything that I want to say, and all of those things that I am prompted to say even when I don't. It is time for us as women to stand up in our big girl drawers and be us, and not be afraid of being us. I have been afraid of being myself on this channel, not on the other one, but on this one. I've been so afraid to just dare to be out there. And you know what? The truth of the matter is, it doesn't make a difference how many subscribers I have. I know better. Subscribers hasn't even been my motive for a long time. So why am I tripping and not allowing myself to be authentic? Why are you tripping and not allowing yourself to be authentic? Why do we care and give a damn what other people think about us instead of just living authentically us? Why do we find ourselves shrinking? One of the things that I told myself this morning, and I wrote it down, I will not be tolerated in spaces and not celebrated. I will no longer be on your invite list for this and not your invite list for that. I will no longer make people who are uncomfortable with my presence comfortable because my mouth is shut. No, if you're going to be uncomfortable, you're just going to be uncomfortable. It is what it is until it isn't what it isn't. I will not allow myself in 2025 to live the same life that I have been living in 2024 and in the past. No longer will I shrink myself so that you can feel big. No, you need to feel big because you've done the work. You need to walk in the place where God has positioned you to walk in, while I walk in the place where God has positioned me. And no longer will I stand out of position so that you can win the race. Why can't we all win? Why can't we both win? Well, today, honey, I'm winning. I am winning today, and I am no longer going to be a loser. So y'all going to be seeing more of me. I will be in my attire. I'll be drinking my coffee, and I'll be sharing my mornings with you all. I thank you all so much for being here. I thank you. If you hit that subscribe button, I appreciate you doing it. And if you hit the unsubscribe, I love you anyway. I love you anyway. And let me just say this in my closing. Yes, I failed. I failed to do the things that I was supposed to do. ED is the end. Failed ED, end. But I am not a failure. Just because you failed doesn't keep you there. It is over, done, past tense. It doesn't make you a permanent failure. Every time you get up and you breathe breath in your body, you got a chance to do it over. So yes, Auntie failed, but she ain't gonna fail anymore. Until the next time, I love you. And let's do the damn thing. Shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.